Pregame.com.
How much is Kevin Durant worth? TNT Thursday night. This is Brad Powers in the Pregame.com studios just off the Vegas Strip. We're talking NBA action on Thursday. We got Golden State at Chicago. Fez, no Kevin Durant for the Warriors. What do you like in this matchup?
On the under, 219.5, and it is all about Kevin Durant and his value to the total. The wise guys pretty much agree. On the side, 3-point adjustment. That's what he's worth. But I really think the odds makers have underadjusted the total for how the game's going to be lower scoring without Kevin Durant. I think that what happens with a team with this much firepower, it is easy to say, no problem, Curry, Thompson will just play them more. They'll score more points. It won't be that big of an adjustment. But in 2017 here for Golden State, I do not believe that that's going to be a viable option.
Now, head coach for Golden State, Steve Kerr, has blatantly come out multiple times in the media and has said, hey, down the stretch, I'm going to be resting some players here. We don't have to chase a 72-9 record like what we had this last season, so he's not afraid to rest some players. How does it impact your handicap?
Yeah, and look at some of the direct quotes from him. How often do you hear this from Steve Kerr? Our schedule is insane. We have to fly 10,000 miles. We have to play 8 of 12 games on the road. I've got to protect my guys and make sure that they have the proper rest. These are not the quotes coming from a coach looking to increase pace or increase minutes of his star players.
Now, Golden State this season, even with Kevin Durant in the lineup, much different team offensively on the road than what they are at home. You look at their road stats, they're averaging about 7 points per game less offensively on the road than compared to home, and much of it has to do with their three-point shooting. They're actually averaging 8 percentage points less from behind the arc on the road than they are at home. Big reason why the under, if you're blatantly betting the under, every single Golden State road game this year, you'd be 21-10.
Yeah, and it's all about, if you look at the production for both teams, at home versus road, there's a 4-point disparity. So the odds makers have not made an adjustment for this. They're setting the totals basically the same, whether it's a home or a road game. Basic strategy right now, until they adjust, says look under in Golden State road games.
And still being overlooked in the betting marketplace is how good Golden State is defensively. Now, generally speaking, they allow they're number 14 as far as points per game allowed in the NBA. But efficiency stats, wise guy stats, they're actually number 2 in the NBA as far as defensive efficiency.
And if they're number 2, why are they giving up so many points? Well, it's all about pace. They're about as fast-paced as a team could be, and I see there being nowhere to go with Durant out, but lower, so I see it almost as a free roll. We get that slower pace, fewer points. I expect that defensive efficiency will continue.
Your second main handicap.
The Bulls just got bombed by Denver on Tuesday night. They gave up 125 points. That defense got embarrassed in that game.
Now, I'm big time as far as playing on or against. One of my favorite handicaps, playing on or against an outlier performance. What is a long-time wise guy like yourself? How do you handle it?
Okay, it's a long season. It's 82 games, so we don't want to overreact to any one game. Hey, you give up 110, 115 points, fine. Let's not make an adjustment. But when you give up your worst performance of the year, the Bulls had not given up 125 all year long. They give up 125 to a not-so-good team in Denver, highest amount they've given up all year, and they lose again by almost 20 points. You know their emphasis is going to be on defense this next game.
All right, Fez, let's make this one official.
To make it official, Durant's absence means that Golden State will be less efficient than the market is accounting for, especially on the road, and especially with Coach Kerr not playing Curry and Thompson more minutes. And the Bulls were horribly embarrassed their very last game. They gave up 125 points to the Denver Nuggets. Defense will be their priority here. The Fez math says go under 219.5. More videos at pregame.com.